It's Bria Marie. Yeah, you might want to subscribe. And that's on period, sis. It's Bria Marie. Yeah, you might want to subscribe. What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. If you are new, welcome. Thanks for clicking on this video, because the gems you're about to get, love that for you. And if you are returning, thanks for joining me back here. So, my name is Bria Marie, and by the title of the video, you already see what we about to get into. So, let's get into it. So, I am going to be talking about the spiritual 30-year-old shift I gone through or under or whatever since I've turned 30. So let's jump right in. If you see me looking over to the side, looking down, I am reading my notes. Please bear with me. As you know, I just got in gardening. Yeah. So yeah, let's jump right into this. My need for people pleasing stopped immediately. I did not feel the need to want to people please. And I felt that kind of shifting within myself around, I'll say around 28, 29, late 28, right when I turned 29, I felt it changing. I felt it shifting. But 30 is dead me in my face and was like, yo, nah, we don't do that no more. I'm like, oh, okay, period. We don't do that no more then. So my people pleasing, I felt it stop immediately when I turned 30. It was really weird, but I love that for me, because I am a person who people please since I was a child. I believe I was manipulated and groomed to be a people pleaser. Some of my family members watching this may be offended, but that ain't none of my business. Say what I said. Number 2, I got more in touch with my inner child tremendously. Whoa, that's the big one. I definitely got more in touch with my inner child, doing things to make my inner child more happy. If you know me, I've been singing since I was a little girl. I sing more, watch a lot of old cartoons I used to watch when I was a kid. I do that with me and my son sometimes, and that, I don't know, it's just a feel good watching Hey Arnold and As Told by Ginger and Lizzie McGuire. I watch everything that I used to watch when I was a kid. Sometimes I garden and I throw that on as a comfort, and it does something for me. I don't know what it is, but that's something also that has been taking place since I turned 30. I've been catering to my inner child more, so I love that for me as well. 3, this is a big one for me. I stopped caring about how people view me. And this is really big for me because, once again, going back to how I was raised by very judgmental people. My whole family, not just my parents. My dad wasn't judgmental at all, honestly. My mom is very judgmental. Sorry, mom. But everybody in my life growing up, damn near 85 to 90% was very judgmental. I remember being as young as 7 or 8 years old being critiqued on things I did or what I looked like, or very weird, very weird. And that conditioned me in this life to really care about what people thought about me. Not on some, oh, I really hope somebody likes me, please no. On some, oh, I hope I look right. I don't want to get nobody nothing to talk about, or, weird things like that. But I stopped, as of 30, I stopped caring how people view me, because I know for a fact that people are going to perceive you however they want to perceive you, and it's just that simple. Now, they can perceive you how you are coming off, they can, but then you also have people who judge you based on how they feel about you. You feel me? That's another story for another day. There's those people. And then nonetheless, there's always somebody out there that does not like you, and being that they know they can't change you, they try to change others' perception of you. So you have those views as well, manipulative views, as I would call it. So I stopped really caring how people view me. I don't care, as long as I feel good and I feel like I look good and I'm happy with me. I really don't give a fuck. I'm so sorry, please excuse my language, but I really don't. I don't care about your opinions on me or how you view me, or, you know, that's none of my business, boo. So yeah, that's something that has shifted tremendously in my life since being 30. This is a big one for me. I started seeing my self-worth. Woo, baby. And it's one of those things to where, like, after you see it, you can't unsee it. After you start to really tap in and see who you are, you can't be out here moving like you don't know who you are anymore. Like, it's not gonna happen. It's inevitable. You can try to go on like everything's normal, like you now don't know who you are, and your day-to-day life is now going to seem extremely mundane. I promise you. So once you step into your power and know who you are, baby, that's a whole different shift. You don't know nothing about that until you go through that. But I started seeing my self-worth, and ironically enough, what pointed me in the direction of seeing that in my life has been breakups and has been toxic situations in my life. But then at the same time, I'm the type of person, I'm an alchemist. If you don't know what that is, look it up. I might put the definition on the screen somewhere, possibly over here. But I'm an alchemist, so any negativity thrown at me, I'm going to transmute that shit 10 times fold, right? So breakups, friendships that ended, things that happened in my life, it made me reflect and go inward and look within me, and it allowed me to see my self-worth. So that right there changed the trajectory of my life, I believe, because prior to me knowing who I was moving like I didn't know who I was. Yeah, let's get into that, okay? This is a big one. This is a deep one. I love this. I began to forgive past versions of myself, and that is a big one for us. I feel, oh, it's heavy. I began to forgive past versions of myself. That came with tons and tons, and I mean tons of shadow work. Now, hold on before you get scared, because you know how y'all get sometimes. I don't know who has polluted your minds to make y'all think that shadow work is demonic and it's evil. What? How? Please elaborate. Oh, wait. Oh, okay, exactly. So, yeah, let me explain in lamest terms what shadow work pretty much is. You know, it's shifting your mindset from, oh, I'm just this way because I always been like that. This is just me. This is how I am. Everybody who know me know this is how I am. This is me. Alright. Shifting your mindset from that to, I wonder why I am like that. Why do I react like that? What happened to me in life that caused me to be like that? Going within and getting a deeper understanding of yourself, confronting your traumas, confronting the things that you try to suppress and bury deep down inside, facing that shit, facing it. You gotta have some real cojones to face your shadow self. That's the parts of you that you hate, the parts of you that you ignore, that you try to suppress, that you shove away, that you don't want nobody to see. And you go within those things and you discover what they're there for, like what caused them to be there, and how do they serve you, and like we can get into that in another video. If y'all really want a video on how to transform your mindset, I got you, because baby, I've done it. Trust and believe me. So that is me speaking on how I began to forgive past versions of myself. So that's how I did it. But I've also learned that everything in life happens for a reason, whether we perceive it to be good things or bad things or embarrassing things or shameful things, or everything happens for a reason. You understand me? There is no wins and losses. There's only wins and lessons. You learn from everything you go through, whether it benefited you or not. You understand me? So me learning to forgive the past version of me who did not value herself, the past version of me who let people walk all over her, the past version of me who had some promiscuous ways, the past version of me who didn't show up for herself. Like, the list goes on, baby. This ain't about me. I mean, it is, but yeah, you know. So that's how I began to forgive the past versions of me, because they all served a purpose in my life for some reason. They all made me who I am today, who you watching today. So, like, not too much on her, you feel me? Give it up for past me. The way I began to view life was much different and broader, yes. So I had a spiritual awakening. I've had 2 spiritual awakenings. My first one, I'll say, was about early to mid 20s, like 24, 25. Then I had another one around 27, 28. I'm currently going through one right now. I survived the dark night of the soul, baby. I survived so much. I am now in my Phoenix Rising era. I started viewing life completely different. And once I got a hold on that and understood that time is linear, and unlearning a lot of things that were probably more than likely programmed into my subconscious at this point, at this big grown age, right? So I did a lot of subconscious reprogramming and with subliminals, and you know, I started healing my mind. But I started to go within and look at a lot of circumstances and see how they reflect from me. You understand? So that had allowed me to view life completely different. And once I got a grasp on that, my whole outlook transformed. Like, I changed so much. It's so weird, because it's like, I would never say I don't believe people could change. I would never say I don't believe people cannot change, is what I'm trying to say. Because I am a walking example of how somebody can change tremendously. You understand me? My mindset is even completely different than what it once was. I don't even talk about the same things. I don't laugh about the same. Baby, I used to be roast queen. I ain't gonna hold you. I had a joke for any and everybody. Do you hear me? I used to talk about people all the time. I don't talk about nobody. I don't laugh at this shit. I don't tease and all that childish shit I used to do when I was growing up. I'm not even her no more. I don't move like that, because life humbled me. First of all, let's get into that. I look at life so much differently. Life humbled me. You understand? I just recently posted on one of my stories and was like, it's so funny how life will change you. You know, back in my earlier days, late teens, early 20s, really late teens, all my teens, I was Lori Harvey in it. Do you understand me? Let's tap in. Let's be real. I was Lori Harvey in it out here. Do you understand me? You know what the universe said? You know what Spirit said? God said, whoa there, baby. Hold on. Alright, I got something for you. I'm about to sit you down. You about to gain mad weight. You about to lose that shape. Yeah, that's gone. That's out of there. And you about to go through a spiritual awakening. Okay. Yeah, until you go into that shit. Then I go through it, and then now it's like I come out on the other end, and I'm getting my body back. I'm getting the shape back, body getting back. Body update and weight loss update will be coming soon. 180 pounds down and counting. Let's get into that. Yes, yes, yes. But I started getting my body back. And now I don't want to give it to nobody. Because my outview on the world. And that's not even in a negative aspect. It's just I'm more cautious now. I'm way more tapped in. Way more tapped in. You understand me? And I'm more cautious of who I lend my energy to. So that's the way I view the world differently. Let's move on, shall we? Alright, so I was dreading getting to this one, I'm not gonna lie to y'all. Give me a minute. Okay, so earlier this year, I lost a parent. I lost my dad, and that was the hardest shit I've ever experienced in life. Ever. I lost my father, my dad. My dad is not alive anymore, and that just does not, it still does not feel real. And you know, I handle grief a little bit differently because I am so tapped into the spiritual realm. I view it differently than others do, and I am very much so aware of that. But this one hit home in a different way, because it's like, that's my parent. It's not like, and anyways, that's my parent. It's not like, I don't know, it's different. It's like a part of me had left. So then I had to go back in and heal inner child me, teenage version of me who was angry. I had to heal her. I had to heal different versions of myself who felt different emotions. And that took a toll on my soul, but I handled that like a G. I ain't gonna hold you. I stay prayed up, stay connected, tapped in, you feel me? My dad visited me a few times in meditation and in dreams, so my only thing is I could never physically hug him again. You understand? He doesn't have a vessel anymore. His soul, very much so here, very much so still around, but that shook my world. That shook me to the core. I always give the analogy of like when he died, I felt like a little kid in the middle of a fair who lost their parent that they came with, and now they're just sitting there frozen like, now what, now what? That's how my inner child started feeling. I started panicking internally, and I thank God for God in the universe and my spirit guides, my higher self, my ancestors. I thank God for those who walk with me that has my greatest good at heart. And losing my father, that shook my world. That was a different hit. He had a stroke. And it's crazy because it's like I grieved my father twice. He had a stroke in 2023 that left him with aphasia. If you do not know what aphasia is, it's basically when you can't speak anymore. Your brain is finding it hard to connect your tongue, to connect to your tongue, which allows you to not be able to speak words and sentences, and you know. So I was going through that with my dad, and that shit shook me to the core the first time, because my dad is so great at speaking. He gives the greatest advice, and for me to no longer ever have that at that moment, it was like the first time you grieving him. Although he was still himself, he was still, you know, mannerisms still the same. But the intellectual conversation of it all was no longer there. He later on, a year and a half later, had another stroke. And this time, it knocked out his vocal cords and paralyzed his whole left side of his body. So he would have to be bedridden for the rest of his life and on a feeding tube. Doctors were, you know, telling me that he would not be able to survive on a feeding tube. And his organs were shutting down and he needs to be on hospice. So my dad ended up going on hospice, and I feel like I talked to him through his transition. He did not end up passing until the next day after I landed back here in my hometown. Then the nurses called me at the hospice place and told me that my dad took his last breath and he passed away. But just don't seem real. Does not seem real. It's crazy. Losing a parent is like a really hard thing. Nobody talks about when the daddy girl loses her dad. Like, that broke me. That broke my soul. But I'm pushing through. Right? I went from regretting all the time I've spent wasted to future building and living in the now. Heavy on living in the now. Nah, but heavy on living in the now. Like, I definitely feel like I live in the now more so than I ever used to. And for an example, when I first realized this is like, I think it was like in 2023, 24 when Nicki went on tour. Y'all know, big bar shit. Yeah, y'all know I already was VIP right down there by the stage. Yeah, diamond ticket and front and center at Nicki, right? I vlogged it too. I might throw a little clip in here to show y'all what it was giving. Tease it was giving. But I vlogged. As soon as Nicki came out, my camera died. As well as my phone died. Do you understand the level of pissosity I was so mad. I was like, oh my god, that would have been perfect footage. Like, this was the vlog. Like, this is what the video was supposed to be given. This is what it was supposed to be about. No, the universe is like, nah, live in this moment. Live in the moment. This is your favorite artist. You couldn't wait to come see this lady. Live in this moment, right here, right now. You don't need no phones. You don't need to look at nothing through no lens, look at nothing through no screen. Live in this moment with your eyes and watch this bitch on stage. Yeah. And so that was a moment for me where I was like, wow. I wouldn't have got that same experience had I had my phone or my camera, I believe. And I feel like that happened for a reason, right? But I stopped. That's the living in the now part. But I went from regretting all the time I spent wasted and transfer that into future building. So often, you know, I spend a lot of my time reminiscing on things I've done, things I didn't done, things I still have not accomplished that I wish I had accomplished already. And I'm just like, you know, there is no timeline set in stone for anyone that we are aware of. You understand me? That's all up to the universe. That's all up to God. That don't got nothing to do with us. You feel me? Therefore, my timeline on which I'm supposed to get shit done, I'm right where I'm supposed to be at. I'm right where I'm supposed to be at. Stop regretting and living in the past over things that you didn't do or that you should have did, and start building for your future. Moving forward. Now look at that. Look at that and take everything as a lesson. Remember when I was talking about there's wins and lessons, no wins and losses? Yeah. Learn them lessons and apply them into your future. Learn from them. Don't move like that no more. Simple as that. And that's what I've learned. And that's something that I've started to apply in my life. Love that for me, right? Truly beginning to love me and walk in my power. Woo! Baby, that is a big one. That's a deep one for me. Yes, I truly begin to love myself. And yeah, I've always loved myself, but I didn't love myself to the extent that I love myself now. I value myself more. I have boundaries now. Yeah. That is where I thrive in my femininity, is when I value myself. I like being unlinkable, as they would say. I like being untouchable. I love being the girl that you don't even know, is she from here? Because I don't ever see her outside. Yeah. I love protecting my energy. I love giving myself what I deserve, because I spent so many years and so much time wasted on accepting what I did not deserve. And I regret to put myself through that, but I refuse to keep living in regret. I refuse to I refuse to go through that again. You understand me? I refuse to keep being on a hamster wheel, learning the same karmic cycles with the same energy in a different vessel, speaking of relationship wise, or going through the same shit in life because in different like circumstances, kind of, because you refuse to learn the lesson. Absolutely not. And once I've started practicing self-love and start valuing myself, and I'm not talking about self-love as in making sure I do my skincare routine and making sure I take my shower and go on my hot girl walks. And no, baby, it's deeper than the surface level shit. That's the surface level cute TikTok little shit y'all be liking to hear. But over here, I'm gonna give you the real. You want to start working on self-love, it starts from within. It starts within, touching the parts of yourself within that scare you, that you're embarrassed about, that you ashamed of, that you, yeah, heal them. Heal them. You got to heal all of that first. You cannot think you gonna come out of this shit with a testimony and not go through no test. Make that make sense. I be so confused. Everybody want the rewards. Everybody want the, but don't nobody want to go through the war. Don't nobody want to go through the pain that it takes to become the person that you want to be. Baby, you gotta put that work in. Yeah, you want a testimony to tell, you gonna go through hella tests. I kid you not. I promise. The makeup on my hands, it's a little bit, but I promise you, you understand? And I've learned that starting at a young age, throughout my whole life, truly beginning to love myself and walk into my power. See, also this goes back to my childhood. Oops, so sorry for the ones who are going to get offended that watch this, that are a part of my family. I love y'all, but I mean, from a distance, you feel me? For reasons that you and I both know. Nonetheless, most of the things that you think about yourself that are negative, I promise you, 9 times out of 10, if you go within and dissect those things, they're never true. There's someone else's beliefs and projections that they projected on you, so you can feel that about yourself, right? So you don't walk into your power. Because some people's worst nightmare is you figuring out who you are. Some people's worst nightmare is you figuring out your power and stepping into that and walking into that. That is people's worst nightmares. Especially the people who want to control you, or the people who want your life. Yeah, I've dealt with destiny, people trying to destiny swap and all types of crazy shit. I've dealt with it all. But I bring up this to say, as a child, if you knew me, you see my power. You seen my influence as a kid. You seen my confidence as a child. People tried to break that out of me because they were scared who that girl would become as an adult. Who she would become if she has that type of power right now as a child. So they tried to break that out of me. Oops, joke's on you, Bookie. I figured out who the fuck I am and I'm walking into that. Yeah. So I stepped into my power, figured out who I am, and tapped all the way in, and now I'm turning all the way up. And that's people's worst fear. But I managed to do it. I overcame. Yeah, big dog shit. Right? So, going within, doing the shadow work, learning to love every part of yourself, even the parts of you that you hate. Yeah, that's real self-love. The parts of me that I'm embarrassed about. Can't nobody shame me for shit I've done. Because I've come to terms with it, and I've forgave myself. And I've learned from everything I've been through. You understand me? Yeah. That's self-love for real. You can't break that. That's not, it ain't got shit to do with the weight loss. It ain't got nothing to do with the nothing, baby. This is within. You can't break, shake, or none of that. You can't. I'm unmovable. Do you understand me? And it took me a long time to get here. I was not always this confident within myself and within who I am. As a child I was. I remember it vividly. I know who I was, and I showed up exactly as such. As I got older, people fed me things mentally to try to break my spirit. And it did for a long time. It did for a long time. That shit dead now. Because she knows. She knows. She knows. That's not even the song. Okay. Anyways, ooh, this is another big one for me. I stopped waiting until I became that girl and just randomly started showing up as her. I had a weird concept as of, I used to be like, in old friendships I used to have, I remember having these conversations. I used to go, oh, I can't wait till I'm this. I can't wait till I be looking like this and dressing like this and doing this type of things and doing those type of things. I can't wait until I'm like that. Wait until when? Did you think you were gonna like just randomly like become that? I'm confused because what are we talking about here? Huh? Okay. Yeah, because it makes no sense. It just doesn't. Waiting for what? If somebody out there needs to hear this, I don't know who, but somebody out here needs to hear this. You can't wait until you become that man that you want to be, or that woman you want to be. What are you waiting on? Some may be like me, I'm waiting until I get the funds to do that. I'm waiting until I'm in that tax bracket to be able to show up and act out how I really want to. What are you waiting on? Start showing up as that person now. Start walking into the habits that that person has. The woman or the man you want to be, do they wake up at 11 o'clock in the afternoon, morning? Or do they wake up at 5 a.m.? Get a good workout in a fasted state. Come back, might make a little protein coffee. A little egg white scramble. It's a little specifics. Yeah, but no, nonetheless, I'm basically saying, like, show up as the person that you want to be, the person that you envision in your head. Start doing the things that they would do. Start learning and becoming that person. Start learning the mannerisms they would have. The highest version of yourself, who you perceive to be waiting to get to, start showing up as that person now, and I bet you it would change the trajectory of your life. Y'all gotta tap in. Y'all gotta start watching Bashar. Y'all gotta watch some Leo Skeppy. Y'all gotta tune in and really, come on. I got y'all though. I'm helping y'all out. Listen, stay with me, right? What else have I learned? I learned how to sit in my own energy. This is also a big one for me. I've learned how to sit and be content in my own energy. And yes, I grew up the only child, you know, so I'm used to being by myself, but I also had a plethora of cousins. Right? Rest in peace to my cousin Taylor. That's another close to home death I experienced this year. My first cousin, we were only a year apart, a year and 1 week apart. She was 31. And she passed not even a month after her birthday. That's heavy. I can't get into that right now. This is too much heavy shit. But I learned how to sit in my own energy, right? I've had a lot of cousins, so even growing up being the only child, I was always at my grandmother and granddad's house, my sweet mommy and granddad's house all the time, right? And I had mad cousins, so I'll be over there playing with my cousins all the time. When I get annoyed, I'm ready to go home, I go back home and be by myself. Cool. I go to my Auntie Tanya's house, be with my cousin Taylor and her friends and our other cousins, and you know, so I was always around somebody, right? Even being the only child, I was always in my mother phase. When my dad was around, I was always in my father phase. I was always in my sweet mommy phase, my aunts, my cousins, my uncle, like. And then as I got older, I had friends, you know, kept me a little joint, whatever, little niggas here and there, you know. So I never really sat in my own energy. And even as I got older, and I even decided to separate myself from people. Right, so even as I got older and I learned to be able to sit in my energy, and I started to distance myself from certain relationships and friendships and things, I had then realized I was under some spell work, right? Do I know who's doing it? Absolutely. I know every one of y'all who's doing it. Every last one of y'all going through something. Your life is falling apart in some type of way. And that's a backfire. I ain't gotta lift a finger. I ain't gotta do none of that. I don't gotta step out of character. Because I'm a light worker, so I don't get dirty really. But my ancestors, oh, they don't play. You understand me? And you play with a chosen one, they on your ass real bad, right? So I've learned to sit in my own energy. After I even got all of that up off of me, sitting in my own energy feels so good. And I'm learning so much more about myself, and I love that for me. It's the best thing I could have ever done, literally. Being comfortable in my right now. I am nowhere near where I want to be in life at all. Not emotionally, not mentally, not financially, not physically, but I know where I'm headed. So I don't get envious or jealous of people, because what's meant for me is meant for me. I don't want nothing that nobody else has, because that's theirs. That's their blessing. That was customized for them. You feel me? I want what's customized and meant for me. So I've learned to be content with my journey, and understand that things happen for everybody differently. And I'm not content as in, oh, I'm good here, I'm gonna stay here, but I'm content in knowing that God got my greatest good at heart, and He's guiding me, and I'm in alignment. I definitely know that I'm definitely in alignment. I'm for sure about that. And I just feel good to know that every day I'm trying and my efforts are being shown, and it's getting me somewhere, you know. So I'm comfortable with my right now, because I know I'm right where God got me, and God need me to be right here, and that's why I'm right here, and I'm good with that, you know. Yeah, so I'm being comfortable in my right now. What's meant for me will come. What's meant for me will not pass me by. Can't no destiny swap. Can't no none of that stop my life. Stop what's destined for me. What's rightfully mine. You understand me? So yeah. Oh, that's another one, Bookies. I don't even watch or get entertained by the stuff I used to. Girl, Ratchet TV is one of them. I don't get entertained by that shit no more. I always say, yes, I'm only 30, and I know I'm not down to nobody who watched that. It's like nothing. It's not on some, oh, I think I'm better than you, I'm more sophisticated, I'm more because I don't watch this and you do. That's not at all what I'm saying. I'm just saying I've had my Ratchet TV time. in the earlier Love and Hip Hop Atlanta days when Jocelyn was real wild, and Bad Girls Club, what, Atlanta Housewives, I had my Ratchet TV era when Phaedra and Nene was eating them down. You understand? Like, I've been there. I've had it. It don't entertain me. It really actually irks me, and it does something to my spirit. It's too much. It's too much. You remember how Cashed Out was sitting there looking like one of them clips? That's how I be feeling when I watch these shit. I can't. It does not resonate with me at all anymore. I am so beyond that mentally that doesn't even, I can't fuck with Ratchet TV. I'm so sorry. I'm not saying I won't, like, if one of my friends want me to watch it with them or something, I can't say I won't watch it, but I can't make it a thing like every Monday, every Tuesday I'm gonna watch. No, it's not for me. I don't even watch those type of things anymore. Anything I watch, this is not to sound auntie or not to sound like I'm just so above all this shit and I don't know how to let my hair down and have fun, because I definitely do wear myself. But everything I watch lately, I've noticed that it is to feed my mental. I watch nothing but stuff that feeds my brain. Knowledge. Pouring knowledge into me. That's what I watch. I watch shit that I can learn from. So, there's that, you know. Oh, this is a big one. You feel me? Yeah. I'm very selective about who I let in my energy, baby. I've cut off friendships that were like 16 years long before I'm up having weird energy. I've cut off relationships when I found out that I'm not the only one receiving your energy. You cut off. I don't play that shit. I am too tapped in. I'm too empathic. I'm too intuitive. I'm gonna always know when you want some weird shit. Even if I let you feel like you're getting away with some sly, slick little baby, I'm in there. I'm already on it. I'm already mentally checking out before I even physically get the fuck away from you. You understand? But I am very selective of who I let in my energy. I don't even hang out with everybody. I have people in my inbox right now that are friends and family members and all types of shit. That's like, oh, we gotta link. Oh, we should smoke. We should da-da. I'm okay. I'm so okay. I'm okay, Bookie. So sorry, but I'm good. No thanks. I can't let everybody have access to my energy, and I won't allow everybody to have access to my energy. I won't. I know who I am, which means I know the energy I withhold, and even letting somebody into my energetic field that compromises my mental and emotional and spiritual well-being, absolutely not. Ain't that much loneliness in the world. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Like I said in the beginning, it's one of those things that once you see it, you can't unsee it. Once I see somebody for who they are, I can't unsee them. The only thing that's going to make me unsee you in the light that you previously showed me that you were in is changed behavior, genuine changed behavior. Because anybody could come off as if they changed and I'm a better person. And if I don't energetically feel that, God, you're not fooling nobody. You understand? So I have also decided to become celibate. I've been celibate before for 2 years. I've decided to stay celibate until I find my husband, until my husband find me. Because, no funny, and for family watching, I'm so sorry you have to hear this, but I know the power I hold. I can heal a nigga through my sacral energy. You understand me? You think I'm about to just be no. It's like I said, once you know better, you do better. And I can't know and not do. Come on, that don't even, no, absolutely not. That's when you start. Sorry guys, before my camera had cut off, but like I was saying, that's how you get penalized through the spirit. That's how the universe and God penalizes you. Is once you know better and you specifically choose to not do better. I bet. It's like when you know you're supposed to be doing something and you keep doing everything else but what God is showing you you're supposed to do. Everything you begin to prioritize over the thing that God told you to do, he's going to start eliminating that shit out your life. That shit's about to get taken away. Left and right. You wonder why this falling apart and why that's falling apart and this falling apart, because you prioritizing all of that over what God told you to do. You understand? So now that I know better, I do better. And I'm not letting nobody, yeah, I'm good, no thank you. But yeah, I'm very selective about who I let my energy, because I know how powerful my energy really is. I don't even talk to certain people because I've experienced people siphoning my energy. I've experienced that, and I know exactly what that feels like now. I'm very much so aware, very so tapped in. It's not easy to get near me. If you know me, you know. Even the ones who are against me right now, I will never give you the clout to say your name on my channel. Your name's MBLS or D. You know what I'm saying? The list goes on, K. Like, the initials. Let me stop. But yeah, like, I'm very selective before I let my energy, because not everybody can handle my energy. They think they can. They think they want it, but you don't know what to do once you got it. You can't hold this. It's too powerful for you. But yeah. I don't vent to people anymore. My problems belong to me, God, my spirit team, my diary, and ChatGPT sometimes. Yeah, I don't vent to people anymore because honestly, I don't want anybody else's energy projected on my situations. You know, and the advice people most likely give you is shit they would do for their lives. Sometimes you have to realize that your life is your life. Not saying it's not good to get advice, because absolutely it is, but I go within now. I meditate, I sit on it, you know. I talk to God, I talk to my ancestors. I tap in to really get my answers. I don't go for external validation anymore. I really go within. And I know that sounds so woo and spiritual and she being too deep, but no, I'm dead ass. And then you got people in your business, once you start venting, like, come on, bro. Like, no. Everything is not everybody's business. Talk to God. That's your problem now. God wants y'all to talk to him. Y'all don't have no relationship with God. You might go to church. That don't mean you have a relationship with God. Do you understand? Are you tapped in with God? Are you tapped in with the universe? Are you tapped in with yourself? Are you tapped in with yourself? Because you are God. God is you. A video for another day. Yeah, okay, so yeah. What else? Ooh, my rose colored glasses don't work no more. I see everything for what it is. That goes back to me saying earlier, once you show me who you are, I cannot unsee you. Once I see things for what they are, I can't unsee it. Once I started to see beyond the veil, and this is another thing, a lot of my this goes into the next one, gifts that I suppressed since childhood has came back 10 times more intensified. I was scared of a lot of my spiritual gifts as a child growing up. I would tell my grandmother, I would tell one of my aunts, I wouldn't tell everybody because I was scared of it and I didn't know what it meant. I didn't know if I was weird. I didn't know if I'm in trouble. Like, and growing up in a Christian household, Baptist, Pentecostal, all that, they knew. But we ain't claiming that. We ain't doing that. We ain't and then I had some people tell me don't be scared of it. You know, you're gonna understand it more as you get older. Baby, I do now. I do now, right? And my rose colored glasses, so everything came off once I entered my first to second spiritual awakening. I'm currently in my third one. Well, we're gonna get into that in a minute. But my rose colored glasses permanently came off and I started seeing things for what they were, not for what somebody tried to make me perceive them as, not for what is being shown, but how I energetically felt and what I was seeing beyond that veil. Once you show me who you are, I see you. I see you. Not the mask you wear. I see you for who you are. And once I see it, I can't act like I don't see it, you know? And that happened in a lot of aspects of my life. Especially knowing my own power. I actually had a shroom trip. I'll give y'all a specific video about that trip. That woke me up to my power. That even walked me into the stage of wanting to lose weight and wanting to get the weight loss surgery and actually take it serious and change my life. And I had a shroom trip that really woke me the fuck up. And I'll give y'all story time on that because it's very cool. It's very crazy and informative. But anyways, yeah, life has changed tremendously for me, especially since I've been coming into my spiritual awakenings. Like I said, I'm on my third one. And I know when somebody's actually had a spiritual awakening or not, because people feel like, people who never had one and be tripping and be lying and being weird, be like, oh my God, I feel so informed. Like, I see the world so different now. Everything's so much brighter and I understand so much and everything's love and light. Baby, you ain't had no spiritual awakening. What are you talking about? This ain't no fairy tale, baby. This shit is scary. You feel like you're psychotic sometimes. You feel like you're losing your mind. You're seeing all these synchronicities. Things are falling into alignment. Things are falling out of your life. You just watch everything tumble, like tower moments after tower moments, and awakenings and transformations back to back and back to back, and you're changing and you're changing, and then you're stuck right where I am right now, where it's like I am nowhere near who I used to be, but nor am I who I'm supposed to be at. And I'm right in that awkward balance. I'm right in that limbo. I'm right in the middle. But the great thing is I feel myself. I'm on my way. Y'all mark my words. Remember this video. I'm on my way, baby. Do you hear me? I'm stuck in that real awkward transitioning period of my life, but I'm sticking with it. I know this period right now is for a reason, and I'm learning the reasons, and I love this for me. 30 has been so much more informative and so challenging and beautiful. It's like I felt like when I turned 30, I hit a different phase in life. It's like I don't know, my subconscious or just my mental knew I wasn't in my 20s no more, and I knew I was 30. It was like a different shift. It was like a different, I don't know. Maybe everybody does not go through this, but this is something I did. What else? I started to care more about my health. Way more about my health, right? My physical health, what I eat, my movement, people I let around me, the things I put in my body, things I let near my energetic field. Like, I started caring more about my health overall, my spiritual and physical health. I lost 180 pounds. I mean, hello. Trying to lose 20 to 30 more. I feel good. I feel good. I feel healthier. I read way more, feeding my brain knowledge and not just entertainment. Woo! That's the last one, but baby, that is a big one. I watch a lot of informative videos. I do a lot of research. I read a lot of books, a lot of self-help books, a lot of spiritual books, I read a lot. And I watch a lot of informative videos and informative people. I'll give you some of the people I actually watch. I love Eric Thomas, great motivational speaker, the #1 motivational speaker in the world. Clock that. I love some Leo Skeppy. Love Leo down. It's very controversial, but I love that. And I love Bashar. If you do not know who Bashar is, I suggest you go check out his videos. Great informative. Channeler. Right? So I watch a lot of subconscious reprogramming videos. I am a light worker, so I do a lot of self-love work, mirror affirmations. I feel different. I feel so much different, and there has definitely been a spiritual shift that took place in my life since turning 30 and since walking into my power and finding myself and not being afraid to be her. And I just wanted to give y'all a little update on where I was at mentally. You understand? So that is the video, and I hope y'all liked it. If you did, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Join Marie Mafia and be a Bria babe or a Bria Bookie. I don't know what I'm calling y'all yet. We're gonna figure it out. But nonetheless, thank y'all for joining me, and I'll see y'all in another one.